Both drift and fade operations were suspended immediately when we were unable to re-establish comms or tracking reports from Scout 3641. Their drift and fade partner cruiser was Scout 2212, who was closest to them, but unable to reach 3641, even using short-form communication. Scout 2212 and the other pair of scouts in that group were handed over to their managing jumper to coordinate a move into the area where 3641 was last seen on our trackers. The other group was nearing the end of their run, so they wouldn't have the power to get to that part of the moon. I left Andy, my navigation second, to coordinating with their managing jumper to secure a rendezvous in a vicinity that would be relatively en route for both of us, but would still leave us a good 25 to 30 parts away from the current point of 3641's disappearance. Scout 2212 would be the first in the area, but with little or nothing to go on, as not only was this a brand new part of the moon to all of us, but we were still in dark phase, and would be in that region for another 10 parts or so. The region fell under planet light around the time the remainder of the first group reached the area, with us still about 15 parts away. Coming into and out of a rover-class ship while it is moving, especially a small cruiser like Scout, in and out of a large, stable vessel like the Endeavour, is not very tricky or dangerous at all. But trying to coordinate 4 scouts and a jumper from 2 sides of the Endeavour across 5 bays takes a little bit of time, and a lot of slowing down. Now that we were back up to full speed and heading toward the search location, I realized that the part or 2 delay was going to be worth it when we arrived with fully charged cruisers and fresh operators. Barris let me know that the cruisers were being refitted with additional pulsed swells and fully charged backup bricks of lithium, which is a putty-like substance that we use as an energy source. Similar to your batteries, the lithium is much more powerful and is recharged virtually for free using water. Our standard cruisers are packed pretty tight, but a majority of the staple supplies are geared toward the civil service aspect of guardianship. But nobody out here was going to need emergency living supplies or equipment, so we were able to load up with enough extra to extend the reach of the scouts before hitting comeback, which is the point where they need to turn back in order to have the energy to get back safely. My host, Henry, remembers seeing something similar in a show or movie, where they called it bingo. But that phrase confuses me with some kind of game, it seems, so I'm not clear if that memory of Henry's is accurate. Getting back to the present, they were adding the extra pulse swells and lithium to the 4 scouts and jumper on board as Barris, Dana, and I went over our strategies. At this point, planet light was just starting to spread, so there was little or no information coming from the cruisers already on site that would be of any real help to us. The truth was, we were missing a scout and 2 guardians, going on a full spin now, and had been literally flying blind up until now. The team ahead of us was low on energy, so we didn't even send them out as the planet light grew stronger. Once we arrived, we sent the fresh team of jumper and scouts out on the initial sweep pattern, then brought in the first team, minus the missing scout, obviously. We would be able to send out the refreshed jumper and 3 scouts almost immediately, as we still had a 3rd set of operators on board. But we would have to keep a sharp eye on our own supply and power status, as we were very far north now, away from anyone else, supporting one of the largest remote teams we have ever managed.